Hi, I'm Pastor Peter from Sweden. What group do you belong to? I think many of us belong to more than one group based on our age, where we live, our opinions, our taste in music, how much we make, or whatever. Even if you don't live in America, I think you've noticed that during the past weeks, maybe even months, there has been political unrest, and it's become increasingly clear that many Americans see two groups. And between those two groups, it's become increasingly difficult to communicate and understand each other. The divide has grown deeper and wider. Back in the days of Jesus, there were two separate groups in the nation of Israel. There were the Jews, the majority, and the Samaritans. The Samaritans were a minority, and the two groups tried to stay away from each other as much as possible. But in the Gospel of John chapter 4, Jesus travels to Samaria instead of traveling around Samaria, which was customary for the Jews. And he does so because he wants to speak to a particular Samaritan, the woman at the well. He approaches her and she's very surprised, probably partly because he's a Jew and she's a Samaritan, maybe also, doesn't say in the text, but maybe also because she is a bit of a social outcast in her town. As Jesus reminds her, she's been married and divorced 5 times and is now on her 6th partner. Back in those days, that was not socially acceptable the way it is now in large parts of the world. People were still aware of the 6th commandment. When Jesus confronts her, she wants to talk about religion. Where should we worship, Jesus? Do you think it's right to worship here on this mountain like we do, or in Jerusalem like the Jews? But Jesus doesn't want to talk about the separate groups. He wants to talk about her sin and her Savior. And he explains to her that those things are not really important. Where you should worship, how you should worship, where you come from, what people you are, but rather, he wants her to be reminded that we are all sinners. We are all part of this one group that have broken God's law. Maybe through divorce like she did, or through lying, or stealing, or being greedy, or being hateful, or just being selfish. We are all part of that one group of sinners that need a Savior. And how fortunate that God's plan of salvation was for all people, for that one big group. Jesus died not just for one subset of people, but he died for all. He died for the world, and he rose again to show that he had won forgiveness, not just for the elite or the people with the right opinions or the people with the right heritage, but rather for all. Jesus wanted to stress to this Samaritan woman that he was a savior for all people, including her. And that's what he wants to stress to you as well today. He is the Savior, not just for one group in society, not just in general, but also in particular. He is your Savior. You belong to this one group of people that have sinned, but are also offered forgiveness through faith in Jesus Christ. And that's a good group to be part of. Thanks for taking time to listening to me today, and God bless your day. Bye now.